Get that camera out of my face before I bust this dude's ass up.
What kind of compassion do you have? What kind of human being?
Put the camera down, I'm telling you.
I'll be right back, Mama, and I'll mess up.
Get him secure. The other guy is not coming out. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out.
A lot of fighting, a lot of shooting, a lot of violence, a lot of killings.
Drugs, jail, or death. That's all you're gonna get out of a gang. Drugs, jail, death.
Stay in your crib, you know, it ain't even good to even come over here. Anything else you want to know?
Well, one family is grateful their dog kept a burglar out of their home. Raylan is an 18-month-old black Labrador who made it a point to keep his South Huntsville family safe. WFF 48 photojournalist Jim Segina caught up with the Smiths, and here's their story.
I was sitting on the couch watching TV when Raylan, my dog, started barking, and he ran towards the door, and I was telling him to be quiet because I didn't think anything about it. Then all of a sudden the door opens and he runs out charging, and I saw a black figure, and I immediately went in there and got my mom.
All of a sudden I heard the door chime. Kennedy comes running in the bedroom and screaming, "Someone's in our house."
Were you scared?
Yes.
Oh, horrifying, absolutely horrifying. You know, the most important thing to my husband and myself is our family. And to have such an invasion of our privacy and our space and putting our children's lives in such harm is a parent's worst nightmare.
So what do you think of Raylan?
I think he's an awesome dog.
It started in August of 2011. I had been doing a self-exam, and I had found an area on my left breast that didn't look like the right breast. I had it biopsied, and within a week I was told I had breast cancer.
I had to just slow down and respond to Michelle. That was the first reaction. Okay, here's where we are. These are the things. What do we do next? What do we do next? And go into battle mode. And there is no battle mode.
I had had a double mastectomy, several rounds of chemo, and because it had advanced into the left side, into the lymph nodes, I also had to do several rounds of radiation.
Pretty tough experience.
It was. It was.
Scary?
It was very scary.
I was a little in shock because I just didn't know what was going to happen. And then once I had to watch my own mother go through that, it was definitely scary as her daughter, because I know that increases my chances.
So the days following the treatments, I was pretty much out of commission, and so my family pretty much had to take over the house, you know, cleaning, cooking. My daughter did a lot of the grocery shopping.
I was, I think, one that kind of the call, just talk to, vent. I would call, just ask how everything was going. You know, she'd speak, just tell me how everything, tell me how bad or how good it was, and I had to be there just to listen.
I wear a pink band, and it's not just a regular pink band. It says Survivor on it, and I wear this every day because it reminds me that I feel like I'm on the road to recovery, and because I did my self-exam, that I feel like I'm in a place now that I'm able to survive.
The Lord said that He would shelter us from the storm. We were all 7 right here on this table, piled under. If we'd been in that bathroom in there, we'd probably, in the hallway, we'd probably got Oh, Lord, I don't know.
When it hit and it started, like it was trying to suck the doors, we went over and we held the door. My son said that he felt the blocks on the storm house trying to come up. Dustin, he says, "What is that?" He heard something. He said, "What's that?" And Jackie says, "I don't know." And when we opened the door, Jackie and him had to push the dumpster over here to get out of the storm house. And I believe that is what saved us.
Jessica Bearden is like so many other people who rely on their cell phones to stay in touch with family and friends. And up until recently, she had no problems.
We received calls from a 1-800 number, and it was an automated system telling us that there had been a credit to our account to log on to your Verizon account for further details.
So she logged on and followed the directions. Later that evening, problems when her husband tried to make a call.
Hey baby, the call can't go through. Send a call, won't go through.
His phone was disconnected. Mine was also disconnected.
They immediately got Verizon on the line and soon discovered they'd been scammed.
Someone had hacked into our Verizon accounts, disconnected mine and my husband's phone, tried to reconnect the same type of iPhones in Canada, and call internationally.
Not only that, but they also gained access to the couple's banking account information on file with the account.
They paid our bill, which in turn caused an insufficient funds because it was an account we never used.
2 hours later, after phone calls between Verizon and the fraud department, changing their passwords and account information, Jessica says they were able to secure their Verizon account once again, but 2 days later, her phone was disconnected again.
Yes, I'm calling because our phones have been disconnected.
They had disconnected them because of the return check from where the people that committed the fraud in the first place tried paying out of an old account.
And to add insult to injury, there were all sorts of reactivation fees and return check fees added to their account. She tells me Verizon has agreed to remove them from the account, and although Jessica says her situation was resolved to her satisfaction, she contacted me because she wants other Verizon customers to be on the alert so they won't fall victim like she did. So I contacted Verizon's corporate customer service department. A Verizon rep told me how other customers can make sure they don't fall victim to the same sort of scam. The company says it strongly encourages customers to refrain from responding to any emails, phone calls, or text messages that are not confirmed to have come from Verizon Wireless directly. And if they do, they should report the incident immediately. The company warns urgent appeals are a red flag. Cyber criminals will often try to trick the email recipient with authoritative urgent subject lines or threats of penalty if personal or financial information isn't entered immediately. They also say customers should be mindful that the best way to access their account is via their internet browser. Never log in from an email. Jessica hopes her experience helps others.
I think it's a really good thing what she's doing. And you know, people need to know this is going on. Like I said, Verizon's handling it, but I think they need to know because even last week, you know, there were still phone calls, these same scams.
Spinning, twirling, you name it, Andy Atkins can do it. His arrow sign is part of a type of advertising, in this case for a new Decatur gym, Planet Fitness.
The company is actually called Arrow Advertising, and it started in California about 10 years ago.
Local businesses call the company and request someone like Andy to stand at busy intersections and do their thing. Andy is about to enter his 3rd year with the company.
It's been great. I get an opportunity to travel, which is always good. A friend of mine who works for the company got to go to from the Bahamas, I think, to spend for like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what's really amazing is the feedback that he gets from people who watch it.
It's been great because this is kind of an area that isn't really as familiar with sign spinners.
What do you think about this guy over here?
He's pretty awesome at it. Yeah. Doing a pretty great job.
He is excellent at doing that.
And he reminds me of a girl that I know, and she does it for Little Caesars. And she
is good, just like him. That is awesome. He could be on American Idol.
Andy says he will keep spinning and traveling as long as he can, even beyond Bobby's Bama. Bobby Shuttleworth, WAFF 48 News, Decatur.